up, everybody? The car video. This time I'm actually in the car, just doing it off my phone. Had a good weekend, really good weekend. Jiu-Jitsu field, yeah. So Saturday we had Triple Crown. It's a good turnout for Concept. Again, the same, pretty much the same people competed. From the kids side, we had two kids and two teens, and then the adult side we had Shayna and Jerica. Yeah, so seeing a lot of improvement. Even though we've only had the kids for a short period, we could definitely see improvement. Even in Anthony. Anthony looked good. Maybe maybe with the dads pressing on him helped him to a little bit be more focused. Yeah. Like anything else, right? We keep working, we keep trying to improve, right? From the standpoint of the professor/coaches, we can keep feeding them the information they need, right? But it's obviously on the students to be able to absorb the information, execute, and do what they need to do during tournament time. Yeah. So I think like the instructions and the techniques and the ideas that we're showing them, right? It's solid stuff. I mean, we're not showing them like something out of like a textbook, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're showing them stuff that we know will work, yeah. And between the 5 of us, we've used those techniques, right? And we know they work. So just need to get the kids to buy in, have the same level of confidence as us, and execute when they need to, yeah. And like Maya said, it's not so much about winning, which is nice, but it's about improving, right? Acquiring the skill set that's needed to be able to do well in competitions, right? Again, like I said, competitions are nice, but helping them to become better teens, preteens, young adults, and into adulthood, right? That's ultimately the goal. And anybody who is coaching kids that doesn't see that, they're in it for the wrong reasons. Yeah, they really are. Yeah. So trying to teach discipline. It's a big part of martial arts, right? Discipline, focus, right? Respect. There's a lot that goes on beyond just competing and winning or losing matches. Yeah. So we have a kid that joined us as well, right? He competed in Japan, and watch his matches. And I mean, he wrecked his competition, right? It was not even close, right? Because I always tell Cart, right, and I even tell the other kids, right, when you compete against somebody and at the end and they cry, if they're not hurt, right, they're devastated. I mean, kids that cry at a high level belt when they lose, they're used to winning, right? And then to get kind of destroyed like that, I mean, it just goes to show that the skill level is so different. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like UFC BJJ, right? Most of those matches it's not the same skill level. There's a couple that you can see similar skill level, but there's a lot where it's just so one-sided, right? It's just, I guess they don't have a deep enough pool to match talent-wise, but I don't know. That's a whole nother story that we'll save down for another day. So yesterday, it wasn't a fun day. Both my sisters and two kids, right, came out, and we had a little session at my mom's house again. It's kind of funny because I told Cart what I taught a few weeks back when Angela was out, the kids class. I taught that to my sister then, right? I said, oh, okay, that went pretty well. I mean, I think hopefully they got something out of it, right? But they train once a month, right? Maybe 2 times a month. So we'll see if it sticks or not, right? I think we're gonna try to build up a little. I don't call it a curriculum, maybe a curriculum. We loosely call it. I want to try to maybe start doing something at my church, but that won't have to be during the weekday, daytime, midday, right? So it'll probably be more geared towards like, I don't know, housewives or retirees or people that work during the night. Yeah, I don't know how much much traction I'll get on it, but maybe, start once a month and see what happens, right? If it works out, then okay, maybe I can go twice a month, but I just kind of want to play around. I got to talk to one of my contacts over at the church to see what it would take to get something like that going, right? So we'll see how that kind of plays out. But it was fun. It's fun to do with the family. I mean, they don't know anything, so I could tell them stand on your head all day. That's the key technique to jiu-jitsu. They wouldn't know better now. Of course, I wouldn't do that. But and then last night, did another video with Jesse. This time was on like competition mindset, prepping for a comp, game plan, stuff like that. And we got Cart involved, so there were 3 of us, me, Cart, and Alika. It was a little, I don't think it ran super smoothly at first. I think just the way the layout was, like I'm so used to being the interviewer, and whoever I'm looking at directly, I'm gonna start talking to them and ask them questions and all that. So I was facing Alika, and then me and Cart were on the same side, so he's on the side of me. I tried to get him involved a couple of times, but it was I don't know, it just wasn't smooth. So I told Jesse, next time, if we use Cart again, that let me be across him and Alika, so that, I can kind of get into that rhythm of just asking questions. I mean, I guess I could have looked at him and asked questions, but it did feel a little weird. I mean, he got involved towards the ending part, and he saved Alika. I asked Alika a question, and he kind of got stuck. So fortunately, Cart said, "Oh, I'll give you some time to think about it," and he gave his answer. So that kind of helped save that part of the interview. But it was a fun interview. It's probably, I don't know, I think it'll probably be out in a day or two, so you guys can look at it, critique it, and all of that, right? And we'll see where we go. So I think I talked about this previously, right? So I found some podcasting software. I have a good friend that I made over the internet. He's a brown belt as well, and from mainland standards, he's a small guy too, right? So it kind of fits right into the small man mentality. I think he's a little older too. I don't think he's obviously not quite as old as me, but he's not a young guy, so it should be a good conversation. I got that scheduled for tomorrow, so hopefully it all works out, and then I can put that out sometime this week, and then put it out there on Instagram. If anyone else wants to have a little jiu-jitsu chat with the old small man, we can do that and have some fun with it. All you basically need is a computer or phone, and we get connected and we just talk story. All right, guys, getting on my way to the Concept Kids class. I will talk to you guys later. Us.